Hey guys, it's Alaina. Today I'm really excited to do my very first demo using my brand new Acrylic Pour brush set for Procreate. And what we will be doing in this demo is a very simple swipe, just a basic swipe. You put the colors down, you swipe it and get some cells. So that is probably one of the most basic things that you can do with this brush set. So I wanted to show it first of all, but there will be lots and lots more tutorials with more techniques coming in the future. And as of recording this video, I have not actually released the brushes yet, though while you are watching it, I will have released the brushes at that point. So I just wanted to mention that in case you see something that looks a little bit different in my brush list compared to what you have, you can rest assured that you have the most recent and perfected version of the brushes in front of you. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start a new canvas that is 3000 by 2000 pixels. And for this demo, I'm going to be using the Fluid Acrylic Brights color palette that comes with the brush set. And I will also go ahead and put this in my free resource library as well. So with this color palette selected, we're only going to use 3 of the brushes from the AJ Acrylic Pour brush set. So first, we're going to start out with Fluid Pour number 2, dual color tilt, and we're not actually even going to use the dual color tilting function. We're just going to put some colors down and splash them around. So this brush is basically as if I were just splashing paint onto a wet canvas that already had some white on it. So I think I'm going to start out with some blues and just kind of work my way with all the different colors. I'm just going to kind of work in a logical way from one color to the next and just add some splatters. Because this piece has purple and green and blue in it primarily, I am trying to not have the purple run into the green, because I think that purple and blue go well together, green and blue go well together, but purple and green, you have to be a little bit careful with how those mix together so it doesn't get muddy. So to finish up this stage, I'm just looking to see where there is any white and just adding some little bits of color. And you'll see why in a bit, but I just want to have a lot of different colors in as much of this space as possible so that we have some nice, bright, beautiful cells. So with that done, I'm then going to switch to the second brush that I'll be using, which is down further here, and it's called Dutch Pour Blowout Blend Only. So this brush is a blend only brush, which means that, for instance, if I have a layer by itself, then nothing happens when I use this brush because it's a blender brush. So I have to use it on a layer where we have something already. And before I start messing around with this, I'm just going to duplicate it and turn the bottom layer off. And that's because I've been testing these brushes for a while, and I have found that I enjoy trying a couple of different cell brushes sometimes, or a couple of different techniques. But then sometimes you'll find that you get to a certain point, you've already sort of messed it all up, and maybe you go to another document and come back, and then all of a sudden you can't undo it anymore. So I just always like to have some versions of what I've been doing just in case I want to go back and try something else. So with that done, we're gonna, with this Dutch Pour brush, we're just going to blend things around just a little bit more. So this is like as if I was using a blow dryer or some other sort of heat or air tool on the paint on the canvas. Whatever color you use a blender brush on, that's the color that it's going to smear around. So if I want to smear this pinkish color into the blue, I'll start there and then drag it over. If I wanted to smear the blue onto the pink, I would go the opposite way. So with that done, we will move to brush number 3. So also, this is also a blend only brush, and it's called Swipe with Cells number 2. So this is as if you are swiping the paint whenever you have an acrylic pour, and then these cells start to appear based on what paint was underneath. So that's why I wanted to have a lot of different colors under here so that we would have this texture popping up into our cells. So I'm going to show you 2 different methods of using this brush. First, we're going to go all in one direction, just swiping across the page, and then we'll try it in opposite directions as well. So I'm starting off the canvas. I've made the canvas a bit smaller. I'm starting off and then swiping until the pen is off the canvas on the other side. And it's okay if it's not straight. I'm actually going to let it get a bit angled here. Okay, so that is the first option. And after this, we're going to use liquify, but I just wanted to show you a different option as well. So I'm going to turn that one off, go back to the original layer, duplicate that again, and then turn that duplicate on. And this time with the same brush, we're going to go first in one direction and then in another direction. And then when we're done, we'll figure out which one we like best. So sometimes this going in opposite directions can give you some more interesting cell texture. It's a more interesting contrast between the colors, that is, because you're dragging one color in one direction and another color in another direction. So you can have some interesting contrasting colors this way. So I'm just going to have a look. I think that I don't really have enough cells here, so I'm actually going to just drag that through one more time to make those cells a bit more defined there. Maybe here as well. No, maybe not. Yeah, just a bit there. Okay, so I'm just gonna have a look at the other one I did. And I think I'm gonna go with the back and forth one that I did second. So at this point, I'm going to use the liquify tool that is available in Procreate. It's under the magic wand adjustments menu, liquify. And there are a lot of options here, but one that we're going to use is called expand. And what happens when you use this, I'll just show you when the size is really big. Basically, it just goes out from where you're pushing on it. So I like to use this once I've put the cells in order to accentuate just a few of them and to push these lines of paint kind of outward so it looks like they're going around the cell like a stone in a river. And so in order to do that, I'm just going to make this fairly small, and I will keep adjusting the size as I go. And I want to have some distortion, not a whole lot because then it might not even look round, but a little bit of distortion makes it look more realistic in my opinion. So now I'm just going to choose, not all of them, but a few of them, the ones that are really standing out, like this one. And I will push on that and let it get a bit bigger, let it expand a bit and start to push the paint around it a bit outward. And that's got a bit too much distortion, so I'm bringing that down. And I'm just going to keep working on this and changing the size as I go. And kind of like with the blender brushes, wherever you put your tip of your pencil, that is the color that expands. So at this point, the white is expanding, but maybe I want more of this purple in here, so I'm actually going to pick a purple, and then you have some interesting lines around it when you do that. Again, I'm not doing all of them, but I just want to do some of them for some interest and just to make it look a bit more realistic. And I'm not always waiting for it to go all the way out to the edges. Sometimes it's just a little touch, and that's enough. So that is a basic acrylic pour swipe technique using my new brush set. So I hope that you enjoyed that, and there will be many more techniques in videos coming. So stay tuned for that, and be sure and hit subscribe if you are interested to see more videos like this. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.